Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. This video is going to take a while, okay? And I think the best thing to do is I'm just going to not say anything for a couple of seconds. I'm going to put a glossary up on the screen right now. Okay, had time to read it? Good. Because I will be explaining things as we go, but to be clear, there's going to be a lot of terms thrown at you here, and that's just kind of the way it goes with character card collecting sometimes. Now, why am I setting this all up? Because this is the amount of character cards we need to get through today. Now, I was going to do like a proper unboxing of all the other stuff I got, like that, but frankly, for the sake of time, this is already going to take forever. So, sit back, grab some popcorn, or your alcohol of choice, and let's get stuck in. So, there's basically, the best way to look at this is there's... Why the fuck are they there? Sorry, I fucked this up. There are basically 3 lots here. Lot 1 is cards that I acquired from Ryan, not that guy. We've already seen him before. Some cards I acquired from Ryan in the first run. Then we have some second run ones. These are ones I just went and picked up. And the ones at the back came in a white folder. I'll throw a picture up on the screen. And this folder had a ridiculous amount of character cards in it. These 2 stacks are from that folder. That folder cost $20. By this point, hopefully I've shown you the fact that it has a bunch of these silver Ursel-esque collector cards. This was $20. Got gifted to me from a relative, and I just want to say I'm so thankful, and you'll see why. If you've followed me on Twitter, you might already have a bit of a spoiler. But I guess let's just start with... Well, you're not going to start with this stack. We're going to start with this stack. Because this has probably got a bit... This is going to give you a better idea of character cards. This is going to be a bit of a guide as well. Because basically, if you got this amount of cards, you're basically on your way to a proper full collection. We'll start off with this. So, all you need to know about cards is there's a lot of intricacies of them, but the 2 most basic things to keep in mind is that there are styles and there are years. Okay, they correlate, but they relate to different things. Take for instance this Diesel. Okay, this is a Style 1 card. Now, what denotes a Style 1 is the logo in the corner. There's typically just red text down the bottom. And basically this design, which is this sort of flimsier but design with a blue border and with a red border and a blue background. Okay, this was used for a few different styles, but your most telling indicator, of course, is going to be that logo. On the back, however, we have a year. This is a 2000, so this is a Style 1 or an S1, because it's the first style of character card they did, from 2000. So it's an S1 2000. And there's a few of them here. Now, these ones I typically find are somewhat harder to find. One of the rarest character cards you can actually get from this set is Ada, Jen, and Mabel, as well as the Sodal Mail Coach. Very hard to find. This Rickety, by comparison, this is an S2. Now, not every character had an S2 style card. Only certain characters did. Mostly those released in 2000. So you'll see this is actually a 2000 rear, but a Style 2 front. And that's what all Style 2 fronts have. So if you're wondering why in the database there's no Style 2 2000, that's because, again, it's a Style 1 back, or it's a 2000 back. It's just pretty much the exact same style as this one. It's just the front that's different. This helps people who collect only the styles, and people who only collect the years. In my case, I do both, so I'm a little bit shot myself in the foot. Moving right along, because these aren't in order, this is actually a Style 3. So you see that we've gone away. You'll see that in the Style 2 as well. The main difference is the fact that you've gone to an updated logo, but you still have the red text down the bottom. Style 3 ditches that red text down the bottom and goes with this yellow with like a red sort of nameplate border. This became very popular, and basically this is the kind of trend they'd use even when they updated the style again. But this is a Style 3. So Style 1 Toby from 2000. Style 1 Gordon, 1000. Most of your style ones tend to be 2000s. The 99 ones are a little bit harder to find. But there you go, 99 Northwest. Lady falls into style 2, although they're a bit of a weird case because you can see they've got this here. Basically, these ones just fall into the Magic Railroad style. We don't really denote them very differently, simply for the sake of keeping a little bit concise. Again, style 3. And the style 3s are all 2001s. So that's 2001, this lorry with flatbed. That'd be 2001. You'll note on the back that the 2001 ones now have this red thing as well. This is a style 4. And the style 4 only has one difference, really. That is, the logo ditched the featuring clickety clack down the bottom. You also lose the trademark, apparently. Oh, no, the trademark moves up there. Other than that, functionally the same. Style 3, 2001. As you can see, most of these are your style 3s, which is good. I don't have a lot of style 3s. Style 4s tend to be a little bit scarce, so they tend to only be very select characters. 2002 cards, generally. And style 4, sorry, is 2002. They tend to be pretty hard to find. Bit beat up, but what can you do? So that is from memory from all the lots, though. That might be all. Actually, no, let's have a look through this one. Any? No. Okay. Oh, wait, no. And then, just to end us off, there's a Style 4 Salty. Again, you look on the back, they're all 2002. Sorry if I'm sort of glazing over things, again, for the sake of time. Actually, I might just sort these quickly. Yep. So you can see just even by this distribution, there's a lot more of your style 3s than there are your style 4s, your 2s, and your 1s. I want to put these off to the side. We're going to have a look at these again at the end of the video, or a bit later on, once we finish off with the Woon Railway cards. What we didn't cover there were ints. Now, ints are, well, I call them ints, but that's jargon. They're basically internationals, okay? Now, what denotes an international? Well, we can start by piecing apart some of this stuff here. Hopefully I'll come across one. Here we are. An international is a card that has different languages on the back. So some of them have a different language on the front, although this was not a common trend. And these tend to be a little bit more desirable because they've got, say, a little bit of an interesting thing going on. Like this is Edward Edouard. This tends to be an earlier thing. These are all from 03, 04. Later on, they just switched to just having Edward on the front, but you'd have the different languages on the rear. These come from style 2 all the way up to the end, which is style 6. However, they're split off because they've used some different quirk. They're a little bit quirky, so they use a few different things compared to your standard cards. So like this is not a style 5 like, say, this Ivo Hue is, because this Ivo Hue is a US one, also an 08 one. We'll look at that in a sec. It's not a style 5, it's actually only a style 3. Or style 4, I can't remember. Different style systems for the ints and for the internationals and the US ones, simply for the sake of simplicity. And because otherwise we sort of throw them all together and these are very different. Probably Thomas's best friend, okay. I might have covered these, I'm not sure. And not every character got the dual languages. I think, like Thomas, I don't think was ever referred to as something else. You got Percy Pierre, Henry, that's Henry with an I. Can't remember the rest. Terence Thierry, Bertie Bertrand, another one. Alright, I'm going to put them there. So those are our internationals. 06 Sodor Road Crew. Again, style 5. This style goes for a while, although there are some revisions on the rear. You also have thin and thick cards. The running theory is thick is individual, thin is set, although I think there's probably a few exceptions to that, so it's not a steadfast rule. Yellow Sodor line's a little bit harder to find. This is cool though. Now, this style 5, went to 06. Again, this is why we sort of started differentiating, because you can get 08s in the style 5, but not for every character. Some characters, because it ties with what the box they were sold in was, some characters didn't get an updated box. And what do I mean by that? Well, in 2000, that's international, but they would update to this style. This is the style 6 for most characters. However, some characters didn't get that, and they'd keep running with this card until they were finished. I think Edward, for instance, you want a style 6 card, you can't really get one. You have to go and then look at international, like style 4 or 5. Like this one is the only way you're going to get a yellow Edward card. You also see they started adding more languages, and seriously, with the take-along ones as well, you'll see they just could not stop adding fucking languages. It's hilarious. That can go there. A lot of these ones that are in this stack here were ones that Ryan gave me. And they are, for the most part, internationals. I say is the first one isn't. So again, 08 Annie and Clarabelle, not easy to find. The lady, like, you can get an 08 Bullstrode or an 08 Lorry 1. It's really weird. That's what I'm talking about. Some of these ones are weird, like they'll have 03, but they won't have the RC2 logo. It's also a very early Annie and Clarabelle. Edward. 06. Let's have a look at the backs then. Thomas the Jet Engine, a couple of different styles. 09. Ooh, that's a good one to talk about. I'll cover that in a sec. We also got Gold Prospectors. So, what's going on here? Well, actually, some cards were available in 2009. Character cards sort of were very much on the way out, but very rarely you can find them. I'll be honest, I don't see a lot of 09 Reds though. Your 09s most typically are in this style of the Henry in the US, but they're definitely not easy to find. An 09 collection would be neat. Same deal with Take Along, but we will cover that in due course. 04 Rusty. With construction cars, we have a Thomas. Again, this yellow style. I'll put up the actual style number, I just can't remember off the top of my head. Let's try and get through these a little quicker. Diesel 10. Most of your internationals tend to be thin though. Oh wait, Diesel 10 actually. Again, Diesel 10's a weird one because he had red and yellow. Very unusual, like I mean at the same time. You can get an 08 red US and an 08 yellow US. Red being again this, where yellow is this. It's weird. Emily, another international. Oh wait, again, Emily, the character didn't get an update. Madge, international, 07. That's kind of cool actually. Dennis, 06, international. A lot of these are internationals, like I said. Fergus, 04, international. These will all get scanned in eventually, by the way. It's just... kind of give you an idea what I have, I guess. 06, international. Giggling Troublesome Trucks. See, this one's interesting, okay? Because I'll actually pull this one out. There was, in that lot of take-along cards I referred to earlier, there was actually... oh, crap. Okay. Interesting, because... that's weird. Here's a couple of Duncans. Same year, 08. Okay. But this one has Duncan's face, and this one doesn't. That's strange. I have to look. I'm gonna put those to the side. Actually, I'm gonna have to look into that. My God, we're still going. Percy, 06 US. Max and Monty, 07 International. I actually got one of these, so in the other lot. So wait, no, that's on me. That's sorry, that was actually in this lot. But it was one of the 5 character cards that were US in this take along. Not US, that were Woonrawi in that lot. But we'll cover that in due course. 06 and 05, Toby and Thomas, US style. Cool. 07, Hector, US. No, international. This is awesome. I love this one. 06, Rusty. Just Rusty. International. That is sick. This was, I think he was sold individually, and that's where you get this card in international markets, and my god, is it a cool card. Interestingly, it's all capitalized, which is a bit odd. Oh wait, Fearless Freddy, international. 08, Annie and Clarabelle, international. Focus, you bastard. Oh, these are cool. Oh, that's cool. Iron Ari and Iron Burt, another one that only came in red. These are internationals. Both 08. I'll also point out that you might notice the internationals seem a bit zoomed out, and that's because they are. Their images on the front are actually different. And they typically are just zoomed out images of your standard. It's really quite of your standard US ones. It's very weird. You get more of the image. We don't quite know why they did it that way, but fuck me. 08, Jack International. I didn't realize how many fucking internationals there were here. 06, Salty International. These internationals are hard to get, by the way, so this, if it seems like I'm really excited, I fucking am. 08, Spencer. Again, Spencer only came in red, I think. Cool one. 05. This is towards the end of your dual language on the front. This is a duck. No, Duke. Duke? Not sure how you say that. International. Oh, that's awesome. This is one of my favorites. Bertie Bertrand. 06. I love that one for some reason. I love having both languages on Bertie. Harold 06. US. It always makes the US ones seem like less important, but they're still cool. 07 Duck, for instance. Duck's a little bit of a harder card to find. 08 Sodor Chicken Cars. You know what? They also ditched the name at the front, at the top on some of these internationals. The later you go, actually, no, most of them don't have the name. That's just pretty much just something they did. It's weird. I think the early internationals do, like your your style 1, your style 2, but they just try to fit more languages in, so they needed the fucking space. 08 Fred. Now we're not sure if there's actually a red Fred, so this is a style 6. We're not sure if there's a style 5. If you've seen one or have a picture, please leave a comment. We'd love to see one. And that's actually the first US style 6. Another cool one, though. 08 Scarloey, US. 2006 Sodor Line Caboose. Surprisingly, one I don't have many of. By the way, I want to mention pretty much all these cards I do not have. Oh, that's cool. Boxcars 07. I think that might be from a set. Spencer from 06. If we go off my theory, then this probably would be from the Edward the Great set because it's thin, but not sure. 05 Fergus. Butch the Tow Truck. Again, that would make sense. You see also this 03 doesn't have the RC2 logo, whereas the other 03 from before did. Again, there's some minor revisions on the back. Again, why we split them up in terms of style on the front and year, because sometimes the year will have revisions. 04 Duncan. 06 Salty. And to finish us off, a Jeremy the Jet Plane from Oh wait, I actually have the 07 one of that. So, you do the math. That's a fuck ton. Let me do a quick count. Alright, it came out to 73-ish. You probably tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. Wooden Railway cards. I will say that I probably need about 70 of these. So that is really, really cool. And I'm really happy to have. Especially some of those earlier ones. The later ones, though, in the ints. My god. The ints. Now, speaking of internationals, though, my god. Now we get into the bullshit. Because there's a lot here. We're going to start with the smaller stacks, because these ones were ones that were from Ryan, as well as ones I picked up in the UK. Now, so some of these are from Ryan, some are from the UK, some are from Australia. They're all a bit jumbled, but we're going to organise them in a certain way. I'm going to pull this back, actually. We're going to tilt this up. And I guess let's get started. I'm going to get this snow globe train out of the way. I'm just going to put this off to the side. It's damaged. And it doesn't really fit with styles, so we'll table that. Okay. Metallics. I think there's only the James. So I'm just going to put that off to the side as well, but I'll show you that more at the end. Although I will say, interestingly, your US metallics, now your Australian metallics, like the US, like usual, just the English font, have the same SKU as their normal releases, except if it's an international one. Then they have the right SKU, but you'll see that the international ones are weird, and it makes them a little bit harder to find. But these are sick. People love these, and I can't blame them. They're so cool. Alright. Troublesome Truck. Now, internationals. There are 4 styles of these blue ones, from memory. You've got... Well, there's a few styles of the ones with the red text, and we'll start with them. So, if you look at the back, there are 3 things to look for. One is, what text is here? Mainly the one at the bottom. Now, you have 2 revisions. You have ones with Italian, and you have ones with Dutch. There's also a later one, but that seems to be exclusive to some of the 07's release that has both. Okay? So, Italian or Dutch. If it has Dutch, from memory, it'll always have this internet address. If it's got Italian, though, it could either have this address or, let's see if I'm lucky in the next one, is it? Yep. Or this address. So either have thomasandfriends.com or thomasthetankengine / -rc2.com. This one is the earlier one. This is the later one. And the one with Dutch is the latest one before you get into the yellow ones. There is, however, a style before that, and we will get there when we get there, because, my god. But we're going to organise these by type. So that's there, and that's there. Okay. International Fearless Freddy. This is what I was talking about. Your yellow ones, they just all have Thomas and Friends, although they have more languages, although that's more dependent on the year. However, Fearless Freddy is weird because he doesn't have a year for some reason. Now, I could spend, like, ages talking about all the intricacies of these, because there's so many. Like, why does Iron Bert this stock image? And also, this is exclusive to the international markets, because he was sold together with Ari for the entirety of his run in the UK, in the US, and in the US. So, in international markets, he was available in both styles. So you could, well, depending. Again, you could get the 2-pack in Australia, although I'm tending to believe now you could also get them individually in Australia. It was the international releases, though. So what do I mean by international? Very brief aside. International means any market outside of the United States. Australia tended to follow the trends of the US, but we weren't bound by them. So we'd often get bits and pieces from international markets as well. Australia's a bit of a hotbed for that. We have a lot of weird stuff, simply because we were sort of an intermediary market, because we're next to Asia. Europe tended to just get Europeans, well, international stuff, a little bit of US stuff in the UK. And then Asia is a little bit more confusing and mostly got internationals, although they didn't get this, I think, in very large quantities. By the way, that's a Thomas and Friends, but that is that the address is... Wait, no, that's Thomas and Friends, but that's got Dutch, you see? So that's a different style. It does make them simple though, because there aren't actually any years. International Oliver from 08. Going to try and organise these by year. International Peter Sam from 08. I believe these were from a single seller in the UK. Just had a bunch of them. Lady from 08, US. Where am I going to put that? There, I guess. We're going to run out of room very quickly. Just going to try and fit them all into the shot, but... Bill, Thomas and Friends Italian. Duck, Thomas and Friends Dutch. Bolgy, Thomas and Friends Italian. Ned, 2007 International. Laurie, this is a bit of an interesting one. Laurie, 2009 US. Again, back to what I was saying about those US ones. Not easy to find in 09. I can go there. Max and Monty. Italian Thomas and Friends. Very small font. Clarabelle. Italian Thomas and Friends. Despite it being sold, it was sold individually in the US, but not for very long. But internationally went... Apparently it was in both, so it was in a 2-pack as well. So you could buy it individually or in a duo pack. Thomas and Friends Italian Sodal Log Loader. Thomas and Friends Italian Oil Barrel Car. Thomas and Friends Italian Orange Barrel Car. Wagon the barrels of... not even going to try. Orange and Wagon. God, I love some of the languages on these. See, some of them will have... Mostly the rolling stock will have the different language title on the back. Smelter Shed Cargo Car. This one is a Dutch one, though. Dutch Thomas and Friends. Holy shit, how many fucking cars are there? Rosie 08 International. I just want to check something though. This has got Greek. Peter Sam has Greek. See, like in 08 they added Greek. And they just kept adding languages. But you see, these ones don't have the Learning Curve logo though. So I'm inclined to think these might be early 08s. Again, intricacies. Intricacies. And again, we see this though. This is an 09 Fat Controller's car. And note, it has the new Learning Curve logo. Again, a lot of weird shit going on with these later internationals. We'll get the last 3 out of the way. There are more though, my god. 08 Rescue Cars. You see, that is the new logo though. So that's weird. 07 Sea Cargo Cars, no logo. These are also very thin, I want to make that clear. Your later 08, no logo. Your later international cards went to being much thinner. Makes them a little bit harder to collect because they tend to be pretty destroyed. In fact, these are the best cards to collect, I'd say, because they are so damn durable. 08 Rusty and the Rescue Cars. Somewhat harder one to find. Very damaged metallic Percy, but it is a metallic Percy. Yeah, I just realized we haven't really got any US ones to talk about yet. Hector! 07 yellow. I can go over there. Yeah, again, fucking, I've already run out of room. Billy! 07 yellow, US. Thumper. Okay, now we're getting into some of the weird US ones. Alright. So, the US has a few different styles. Now, the first style, is there any here? No, there wouldn't be. Is basically the same as this, but with a hyphen. Okay. In 04, they ditched the hyphen. That style would remain on some cards until close to the end. Like this Thumper, for instance, from 07 still runs with the style that was introduced in 04. Go there. I can go there, I guess. Howard from 06. Again, this one has the blue as well. But then you also have some other ones. Like this is Birdie, and he now has a yellow font color. This one is the the third style. So first style hyphen, second style no hyphen, third style yellow. 06 was a bit of a transitional year, but if they're still blue by 07, they tended to not have changed. 06 Annie and Clarabelle. 06 Arthur. Again, this has got the blue, but I think Arthur would actually get an updated one too. 07 Mike. 07's a bit weird as well because you can get yellow, you can get the new style of the card, you can get the yellow font, you also get the blue font. The only one I don't believe you can get is hyphen. I think that was pretty much phased out. 06 Lady. 07 Donald. Again, this one's the yellow font. 06 Gordon. Blue. There's an 06 Alfie. Also blue. Okay. We need to talk about what I got next, because that's those cards at the back. $20. I haven't even counted how many there are. I probably should, actually. I will. 123. Plus the Wooden Railway ones for $20. Plus that ignores the fact, again, there was 2 of those Erdl sets, and I repeat this, there was, 21 silver metallic cards for the Erdl style. 21 of them. I guess the only thing we can do is get started. I mean, there's just so much to cover here. Alright. I'm tempted just to quick fire these because there's just so, we've seen what they all look like. So, Diesel, Dutch. Donald, Italian. Harvey, Dutch. Thomas, Dutch. Neville, Dutch. Scented Orange Barrel Car, US 06. Thumper, US 05. Lorry 1, US 05. Weird back then. There's very little on there. Soda Log Loader, 05. Thomas and the Paint Car, 05. Elizabeth, 05. Reneus. Oh. Italian. Thomas and Holiday Express cars. Dutch, and it's one of the weird ones. This is a weird one because it's got a bunch of letters on it. It's like they were meant to be placeholders, but they didn't get around to fixing it. I'm not sure if my other one's Italian. I should check. Coldy. Dutch. Max and Monty. 07 US. Arthur, Italian. RC2. That's an earlier one. Donald, 06 US. Oh, sorry, Douglas, 06 US. Thomas the Paint Car, Italian. Sir Handel, 07 US. Faulty Whistles Movie Car, 06 US. George, 06 US. Donald, 06 US. Emily, 07 US in this style. Whiff, 08 US. Well, 08 in that style. Bill and Ben 07. That's also a very cool card. Don't see that one too much. Freddy 08 US. Fearless Freddy. Repeat of the other one I had in the international style. Giggling Troublesome Trucks. US, no, international, same as the Fearless Freddy style. Interesting. D199. 09. Okay, 09 international. I think we get to the really cool ones here, actually. Ned. 07 international. Musical Carriage 08 international without any of the other bits and bobs on it. Same as that one, actually. Percy and the Engine Wash 09 US. Very late card, very hard to find. Duck. Metallic Duck. Some of you may be a bit confused. It is a metallic duck. The way you can tell is if you look at the SKU on the back, it's not the SKU for the normal duck, it's the SKU for the metallic duck. Very hard to find because the only difference is the SKU. On earlier ones, say in this style for international, well, in this style for international, it was just a sticker. So it's actually a card that can go down even though it's still there. Very, very hard to find. Madge 07 international. Toad 08 international. Nothing on the back. Ooh. Byron 09 international. Daisy 07 international. Thin Controller's Car 08 international, but it has the updated Learning Curve star. That's a new style. Okay, we're going to have to move some of these along. My God, the amount of styles of these. Okay. Sorry about that, people. I'll get back on it. Alfie 07 international. You'll notice something. I nearly need to stop saying international because honestly, it's rare to find a fucking US one in this slot. Peter Sam 08. Need I say? Jeremy 08 international. Very rare card. 08, and it's got the new updated Learning Curve logo. Whiff 07 international. Edward 07 international. Oliver 07 international. I'm not sure. I might have had the 08 one before. Should check actually. Let's have a look. I did indeed. I've got both the 07 and 08 Oliver now. Hector 07 international. But now I've got to look at something. I think there's actually two different styles of 07 international. I think some of them... Yes, okay. Interesting. These ones are like your normal one, these ones, okay? But these ones add Greek. So I want to make something clear before we continue on this absolute thing. There is so much I'm learning here. There's so much I think we're learning as a community because ultimately we don't know half these styles exist. Because we, simply put, the way you learn things about character cards and a lot of Thomas stuff, especially Wooden Railway, is sample size. This is a great sample size to get an idea of what's actually going on. Harold 08. Again, I have to check 08s now because this has only got Spanish. It hasn't got... So that's only got Spanish. Those have got it Spanish and English. No, Spanish and Greek. Have a quick look at these 08s. Greek, 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 Greek. Spanish, Greek, Greek. So the only two I have that not got Greek are the Duck and currently this Harold from 08. The rest have Greek. I'd assume that they're the earlier style. And we are basically run out of space again. Move everything down. Okay. I'll show you at the end how many different styles we have of them. That's astronomical. We have 09 Patrick. That's so cool. 09 Patrick Int. And finally, an 09 Fat Controllers car. Also international. I think I already have that one. My god. Alright, now we move on to the other stack. There's not actually that many of those in there, though, so... Rapid fire, 04 US. 06. Oh wait, 04, 5, 06, 07. There. 05 US. Fergus. 05 US Percy. It's not the last Percy in here, and we'll see something cooler. 02 James. I definitely have that one. Italian Terrence. 02 with the RC2. That's pretty cool. 03 Salty. That's a first year. 05 Harvey. 05 Lady. 05 Murdoch. 03 Mavis. So first year Mavis. In fact, actually, we can see here, look at the take along logo, it's got that hyphen or dash. Toby, 04. Those are 05, so we'll move these a lot. There's two different 04 styles, but the other styles only from what I can tell for your newly released 04s, like your Bill and Ben. 05 Annie and Clarabelle. 06 Oil Car. Okay. 05 Salty and Ocean Cars. 04 Harold. 05 Breakdown Train. 05 Rusty and the Rescue Cars. Rusty by himself is a bit harder to find in that style. 05 Thomas and the Jet Engine. Okay, back to the ints. Seriously, like fucking, there's so many of them. Okay, Mavis Italian. Diesel 10 Italian. Orange Barrel Car Italian. Thomas and the Jet Engine. This is a 06 US. Now, I've shown you a lot of rare cars today, but there's one I'd say that is arguably rarer than everything already here. You may not even have actually seen this one. I did upload it to my community, but if you didn't see it... Now, remember what I said about the Wooden Railway ones? How your international ones only went to 05. That's with this weird dual name on the front. That's the same case for this. But Erdl was sold in the UK and Europe till 04. So where were these sold? From the looks of it, mostly Canada and I guess maybe Australia. These are beyond rare. Maybe they're a bit more common in Asia, but we do not see them. We know of about 6 or 7 that exist. Like, we've seen 6 or 7 cards. Like the Henry, the Dragon Chinois. But really, we just do not know many of these exist. This is an 04. They're dated internationals. This is the only one I've got. I'm happy to have this one. Very, very hard to find. That will be getting a scan. Probably sooner rather than later. Jack 05. Alfie 05. Magic Cargo Car 03. Might actually have that one. Duncan, Italian. Mike. Cool, Italian RC2. Toby, Italian. Murdoch, Italian. Mighty Mac, Italian. Thought he might have been late enough to get Italian and Dutch. Dennis, Dutch. Breakdown Train, Dutch. Max and Monty. That guy from Red Dead Redemption 2. Wait, no, Italian. Fuck. Soda Log Loader, Italian. Birdie, Italian. Rosie, Italian. My God. Harold, Italian. Mining Cargo Car, Italian RC2. Elizabeth, Italian. Wait, Italian RC2. Butch, Italian RC2. George, Italian. Just Italian. Cole Hopper Car, Italian. Magic Cargo Car, Italian RC2. Molly, Dutch. Iron Bert. Yeah, that's a cool one. Dutch. Ned. Oh, sorry, some of these, I'm putting some of these in the wrong pile, aren't I? Some of them, and that's why I was like, wait a minute, some of these shouldn't be here. I fucked up a couple. Yes, Max and Monty, for instance, that's got Dutch. So some of these, I make this mistake every time. Rheneas has got it. Okay. My mistake. Like I said, I swear I do this every time. I forget. Remember I said that some had Italian and Dutch? I forget. They moved Dutch further up the card. So the Rosie I mentioned, the Max and Monty, the Mighty Mac, the Rheneas, and the Ned, they are all your final style before you go into the yellows. That is Italian and Dutch. You'll notice most of these are your 07 characters. None of them are really your earlier ones. That can just go up the back. We're not done. Soda Rock Hopper Car, Dutch. Lorry 1, Italian, just Italian. Interesting that the other lorry's just labeled lorry. Weird. James, Dutch. Lady, Italian. Douglas, Italian. That's a nice one. Scarloey, Dutch. Gordon, Dutch. Oil Car, Dutch. Percy, Dutch. Milk Tanker, Italian. But not RC2, that's actually quite nice. Chinese Dragon, Italian. Wait, Italian. Spencer, Italian. Oil Barrel Car, Italian. Rocky, same style as these three. These ones actually. Interesting, and they're all thicker too. I wonder what style that's a very weird That's a very weird style. I have to look into them a bit more because they're weird. Because they don't have years. It's like they're a weird transitional between this style and this style. 05 Butch, just a Butch. 06 Rock Hopper Car, US, I should say. Bulgy, Italian, Thomas and Friends. Henry, Italian. Fergus, Italian. I don't have Fergus. Salty, You missing a language? Arrow? Weird. Italian RC2, but there's no label. So it just looks like it's Spanish. But I think that's definitely Italian. That's weird. Soda Fuel Wagon, Italian. This one's cool. This is the Dutch Italian sea cargo cars. They must have had a hard job putting them all on the back, so they printed all the names on the front. This is very unusual. I think it's literally just the only character other than your earlier ones to do this. Zoo Cars, Dutch. Pop and Popcorn Car, 08 US. Why is that mediocre? It's not. It's a Berber to Berber. Somehow that's mediocre. It's still cool. I put these out of order, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, that's on me. Skarloey, 06. We started with fucking Wooden Railway. How are we still going? 06, Jack jumps in. Final two. We have an Italian Emily. To finish us off, a Dutch Smelters Shed cargo car. I'm going to say I need about 90% of these. I'll be honest. I think these ones, the US ones, probably not. But I'll probably still check. That, though, that doesn't happen. You don't find lots like that. You don't... I mean, like, granted, some of these from the other lot, like most of these, weren't. This shit doesn't happen. You don't get lucky like this. And then you throw in the Wooden Railway cards I got as well. All up, and this is going to take me forever to sort through. There's just so many. And it's already thrown all my organizational systems out the window. So firstly, thank you to Ryan. Thank you for getting those. Thank you to the relatives of mine that picked up that other folder. My God, the amount of stuff in that folder was insane. 123 cards. For $20. I want to bear in mind that I tend to pay, on my max, I pay is about $2 per card. But I'm typically paying close to that. What's that? That works out to 20 cents? Less than 20 cents? I'm not going to math today. But yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. I usually do like a highlight, but like Percy Pierre's a highlight. And it's all highlights. It's just all I mean, like, what's not a highlight? I guess that Harold. Shit. Well, this is way too long. Just in case anyone was wondering what these are, you know, I'll just show you anyway. This packet here, I bought this from Mattel. There are a whole bunch of replacement couplings in this style because, my God, the fact that they still sell them as genuine parts, I went screw it and I picked up about 30. And this is a flip-face James. Broken, sadly, the wires are cut, but otherwise, it's a flip-face James. I think I paid like 40 bucks Australian, and I'm happy with that. So thank you all for watching. And I gotta clean up this mess. Bye for now.